Good morning and welcome to lecture number 17 of mechatronics. In this lecture, we are going to see the ladder logic and PLC timer counters. My name is Sachin Todkar. I'm assistant professor in mechanical engineering department, Nava Sayed. So this chapter will be timer counters, SCADA related some examples and ladder diagram examples will be there. So what is PLC timer function that we are going to see first? It is used to provide uh, delays in the PLC application. If you want to do some delay in any application, you have to introduce some timers. Or if you have to specify period of time that some operation is to be lasted, then timer is activated by true path. Timer begins to accumulate time in form of ticks. Each tick is certain amount of time. Timers are preloaded with certain number of ticks. When accumulated time takes equal to preloaded value, timer itself become true. So this is the functioning of PLC timer. Now we will see how it will work here. See here timer, if you'll see here, EN is enabled, timer is enabled, or timer is done, that is completed. That will be two options. Time base will be 0.01, preset is 500. So timer here it is t is equal to 1. Time base is each count means 0.01 second. Preset is 0.01 into 500, that is 5 seconds. Accumulator will be hold the value of current count. We'll see with example, that is traffic light. Red light on 31 for 31 seconds, green light for 28 seconds, and amber light for 6 seconds. Then how you are going to do that? You will see here red light timer 31 seconds, so 3100 preset is there. So 0.01 multiplied by 3100, you will get 31 seconds. So it is enabled and it is done. When it is enabled at 0.01 second and it is done at 31 seconds. Green light timer is 28 seconds, so it has been preset as 2800 preset. Similarly, amber light 600 preset. So that will be helpful. And afterwards, again, end of T1, timer 1 will be equal to red light, not applicable. So it is timer 1 is done, then it will become 0. Timer 2 becomes 0, then green light will become off. And the third, that is, if this is not there, T3 is amber light is off, then red light will be started. So this is the logic, and this is the, you can say, latching of that logic properly with the help of latches. Counter function. The counter is similar to timer, but it is having some additional advantage. Counts input changes from false to true. In one scan, input is false. In next scan, it is true. So no further count takes place until input goes false again. Counter has preset number of counts. After accumulating preset number of counts, counter becomes true. After becoming true, it executes some other parts of the ladder diagram. We will see a counter function here with the help of this diagram. Here it is counter C is equal to 1. Same EN, DN, counter C is equal to 1. Preset is here, counter gets preset value makes DN bit go true. So done will be true. Accumulator holds the value of current count. Okay, with the help of this diagram, you can find out how the timer or counter will be acting. So counter, as in last slide we have written here, in one scan input is false, in next scan it is true. So with the help of that, you can do counting with the help of this diagram. We'll see in examples also. Now, supervisory control and data acquisition, or SCADA. Right now, it is not in your syllabus, but in the industry, SCADA is used very you can say frequently, and controls, it is industrial control system. So you will see in you can say cartridge good dairy, any milk dairy, you will get the SCADA system. Manufacturing, production, power generation, fabrication, refining, everywhere there is monitoring and controlling by SCADA. You might have visited to Veer Dam or Bhatla Dam. In that power generation plant also SCADA is available there. It's continuous, batch, repetitive, or discrete process, and we need SCADA. It is human machine interface actually. Operator monitors and controls the process in one place. So supervisory system is with computers. It acquires the data of the process and sends command to the process. RTU, that is a remote terminal unit, it connects sensor to process. It converts sensor signal to digital data and sending digital data to supervisory system. So this will be the function of RTU. And PLC, as it is economical, versatile, and flexible. So PLC will be used in that system. RTU, MTU, DS, HMI, all these things have been shown here in SCADA architecture. There is a SCADA system for a specific application, that is flow controlling, level controlling, etc. Now we'll see some examples of PLC. Draw a PLC ladder diagram for motor with NO start button, NC start stop button, thermal overload limit switch open on high temperature, green light while running, and red light for thermal overload. We'll see how we are going to construct it. So we are going to introduce here first button normally open, this second button as normally closed. M, that is motor, is been latched here in first system. So when motor starts, it remains in starting position with the help of this latching. Motor will show the green button. When motor is on, it will show green button. There is a thermal overload or limit. It will thermal overload limit will operate one control relay, and this control relay will operate a red light for showing that thermal overload has been crossed. So this is your final diagram with end run. Okay. Now level control. Suppose I want to level control this level. When level switch B is on, you have to start the motor, and when level switch A is on, you have to stop the motor. So that we'll see. Process time. Start push button to start the operation. Valve V1 to fill the tank to preset level sensed by level switch 1. As tank fills, level switch closes and NO contact energizes stirrer motor to start automatically and operate it for 5 seconds to mix the fluid. When stirrer stops, valve 2 is energized to empty the tank. When tank is empty, switch B is opened and de-energized valve V2. So we'll see. Here push button 1, push button 2 is there, and control relay 1. So in first diagram, you'll see push button 1, push button 2, control relay 1. Control relay 1 has been latched here. So latching is important to keep it going on. Second, control relay 1, LA level A and V1, that is valve 1. When level A is reached, your valve should be switched off. Here timer has been set here. So T1 time base 0.01, preset is 500. So it is equal to 5 seconds. Okay. Then here when timer 1 is on, level switch B will be off and P2 will be, you can say, energized. So when P2 is energized, what will happen? It will automatically switch off the control relay. So this is the logic of, and when P2 is on, your V2 will be on. So that is your logic of this particular diagram. When stirrer stops valve V2, energized to empty the tank. When tank is empty, switch B is open and de-energized valve V2. So that is to be clearly, you can say, operated. Conveyor start push button to start the conveyor motor. Bottles move past the photo sensor and conveyor motor. Counter to be set at 0 after 25 counts. Conveyor motor can be stopped manually at any time. So we'll see its logic also. So X, we can give the names instead of 1, 2, 3. We can give names as X100. So X100 is reset. X200 is sensor. X300 is start. X400 is stop. M for relays. M100, 200. Y is for output, that is motor. Yeah, you'll see the complete diagram. Resettling counter. So resettling counter is here. X100 is reset and M200 is relay. So you will see this M200 here also. So we are going to use it in latching when C100 is open, that is counter is open. In that case, your M200 will be in latching with reset counter. X200 counter value is K is equal to 25. So X200 is on, then counter will be starting and it will count 25. X300 is start button. So when it is start, then motor will be, or first relay will be on. At that time, your counter 100 resettling should be off and M100 should be in latching. So that is been given here. And when M100 is on, your output motor must be on. So there is motor start button. When counter is off, your relay 200 will be off and it will again resettle to counter. So this again it goes to run number 1 that we have shown here. So this is a logic behind that particular counter relay. Now we'll see some diagrams in which we have to define some Boolean algebras. So if you'll see here, A and D are in series, B, C, D are in series, B and E is in series, A, C, E is in series. So in that case, what we are going to write? So your Boolean will be A multiplied by D plus B multiplied by C multiplied by D plus B multiplied by E plus A multiplied by C multiplied by E must be equal to your Y output. So this is your Boolean algebra for this particular diagram. In your online examination, these type of questions may be asked to, you can say, evaluate. You have to remember that in series, it will be multiplication. In parallel, it will be addition. That is only the gimmick. We'll see another 2 examples. You'll see here, you can guess A into B plus C into D will be equal to Y. Now the third one, somewhat difficult because here it is in series, here it is in series again, but previously it is in parallel. So what we are going to write, AB plus D whole bracket multiplied by C must be equal to output. So these are some examples which may be asked in your online examination. If you have any questions, any queries, you can ask me, or you can refer this WordPress blog for additional information. Till then, Sachin Todkar is signing out. We will meet again in next lecture.